Let us begin number 5. Middah number 5. Zu Middah Acheres, says the Tomor Devorah. This is a very different Middah than everything that we've explained until now. Okay, we're now going to change course slightly and explain a whole different mahalach. Okay, here we go. Sha'afilu sha'odam machzik bechet. Even if you have a person that's busy doing averis and he continues to do the same averis, he doesn't do tshuva, he doesn't stop himself and prevent himself from doing those averis. Okay? Ein HaKadosh Baruch Hu machzik af. The Rabbeinu Shalom is never angry on him. Im yachzik loy la'ad. And even if the Rabbeinu Shalom does have some tiny little bit kaviyachol type of anger, it doesn't last very long. Ela yavatel kaisa afidu shaloi yoshev adam. The Rabbeinu Shalom is mavatel his anger, even if that person does not do tshuva and does not fix his ways. Okay? Now, by the way, be very careful. This does not mean that you get away with it. Don't think for a minute, aha, I found a way, I can get away with it. No. The Mishnah in Pirkei Avos says that if you see a sinner who's doing averis and having a nice life, don't think he's getting away without being punished. Avad is going to be punished. Hashem has ways. Hashem has his ways, and he'll figure it out to make sure he gets what he needs to get and what he deserves. When that will come, how it will come, that's not our cheshbon, that's the Rabbeinu Shalom. He's not saying the Rabbeinu Shalom looks away and pretends as if you did nothing. Absolutely not. The Rabbeinu Shalom knows exactly what you did, but he's not angry at you. He's not angry at you in any way, shape, or form. K'moshe Mitzini b'mei Yeravam ben Yoash, who was one of the kings of Klal Yisrael. You can look this up in Malachim Beis. That, in fact, interesting Raisa, shehichzeh Kadosh Baruch Hu gevul Yisrael. The Rabbeinu Shalom allowed him to actually retrieve the territory, right, of the 10 tribes, which originally it took away from them, and they had a tremendous victory and they were able to reconquer the land. V'heim hayu ovdin agolim. And these people over here were doing the wrong thing, right? They didn't actually do avodah zarah. They had these sort of calves, these golden calves, which was osir at the time. They weren't allowed to have that. But they weren't actually doing avodah zarah, but they were doing the wrong thing. But the Rabbeinu Shalom let them take back the territory. He wasn't angry at them. Okay? Right? That's the story of Malachim. We're not going to go into it at this moment of time. V'richem aleim, and HaKadosh Baruch had rachmanas on them to do good. V'lo shavu, but they still did not do tshuva. Imkein, lama richem. So why did HaKadosh Baruch have rachmanas on them? Bishvil Middah zu. The reason that the Rabbeinu Shalom had rachmanas on Klal Yisrael is not because we deserved it, or they deserved it. It's because of this Middah. Bishvil Middah zu. I don't think we actually started with the translation. This Middah number 5 is called Lehechsik La'ad Apoy, which means the Rabbeinu Shalom does not retain his anger forever. Im Yosha Adayin Achet Kayim Eina Manish. The Rabbeinu Shalom does not punish, even though the chet, the avera, is still here. Ela Mitzape Merachim Ulai Yeshuvu. Baruch is waiting. He's waiting for us to do tshuva. And at any moment Hashem is saying, I'm just waiting for them, not yet, because they're going to do tshuva any minute. Can you imagine? HaKadosh Baruch was waiting for us to return to Him, to do tshuva. We have that opportunity. Imagine when we do it, HaKadosh Baruch is running with kaviyachol, arms out, and He's hugging us and kissing us because He's been waiting for us to do tshuva. V'hainu, that's what it means when the Pasuk says in Tehillim, Ki lo lenetzach oriv v'lo le'olam eta. Right? He won't quarrel forever, nor will he hold it against you forever. Ella, HaKadosh Baruch Hu misnaheg barakus bekoshois. Sometimes the Rabbeinu Shalom acts in a very stern way, and sometimes in a soft way. Hakol l'toivas Yisrael. Whatever Klal Yisrael needs, the Rabbeinu Shalom changes, whether it's his moves, whether it's his tactics, his characteristics, whatever needs to be done in order for us to have the best of what we need. V'zu Middah ra ru'uya la'odam. If we want to go along and emulate our Creator, what do we need to do? Okay, so now we know that the Rabbeinu Shalom doesn't hold his anger against us and he's waiting for us to do tshuva at any moment. What are we meant to do? What does this speak to us? What's the practicality in our lives? So he says like this. This is how you should act with your friend. That means, if you want to go and emulate Hashem and someone did something against you, even when you have an opportunity and you have permission and the right to tell him off, or his children, or in order to put them in the right way, or even to give them Yisurim, and they're going to suffer. Right? Despite the right that you're allowed to do that, that should not necessarily give us the opportunity to do so. Even if the Maisa we're allowed to be angry and it's okay for us to be angry, we should not be angry. We should withhold our anger, or if we even get angry, stop. I want to try to emulate Hashem. I'm not going to be angry. In order to emulate Hashem, mavatal your anger, Gam. Even if lemaisa hamutar la'adam ke'en sheperishu. Sometimes, by the way, you're allowed to be angry at people. There's a halacha. We'll talk about it right now. There's a halacha. There's a pasuk in the Torah. Sometimes allowed to hate people even. Where does it come from? The pasuk says, "Ki sirach hamar sona'acha." When you see the donkey of your enemy, someone that you hate, that's lying under a package, and the animal is suffering in that case. Or perishu. The Gemara in Pesachim Kufid Gimel Amud Beis explains this Chazal. What does that mean? You hate him? How can you hate someone? You're allowed to hate a yid. Chas v'shalom. You can't hate someone. If the Torah is telling you hate him, it means it's a hate that you're allowed. He did averos. He's a bad person. He's not a good influence. You're allowed to hate him. And you're a yochid. You saw what he did, and you could have gone to basin if there were two aid, but there was only one aid, and therefore you can't do anything. And the halacha is you're allowed to hate him, and the reason, by the way, you're allowed to hate him is that you don't come to follow his ways. Al dvar aveira, because you saw clearly he did aveira. But you know what the Torah says? Even though you're allowed to hate him for what he did, ozov tazov yimoi, help him. If he's suffering, if he's under distress and pain, whatever it is, help the guy out. Shavot yas delibach, right? Get rid of whatever it is that you had in your heart against him. And the mitzvah the korva ba'ava, help him and come close to him with love. Ulay yoel b'derech zeh. Maybe the love that you show him and the chesed that you do for him will be more than the distance you show him and the hatred you have against him. That is what exactly is going on over here. What's going on over here, it says the Tomor Devorah is when someone does something to us and we're upset, and we do get upset. We're human beings. We get upset by people sometimes. Think for a minute. I want to emulate Hashem. Hashem doesn't get upset that we haven't done tshuva. Hashem doesn't get upset that we haven't returned to him yet. We're going to try, even if we get angry, because we are human beings and we get angry sometimes, but we're going to try as much as we can to push that down, to get it away, be mavatal it, and try to emulate the Rabbanu Shalom as much as we can. Be'ez Hashem, join us tomorrow for Middah number 6.